inside the jail, right? And I'm just in there looking like a homeless man. I smell like a rat urine and feces. I'm horrible. I'm drenched in sweat. My arm is hurting in serious pain. I'm just standing there smelling just bad. So they put me inside this cell with like 40 different prisoners, like 40, like this wall to wall prisoners. There was one prisoner in there that was just sitting drenched in blood everywhere. He just staring at the wall, just staring. So I come in, I sit down, and I'm keeping it to myself. My arm pops out of place 3 times. I'm in there screaming like a biatch. The prisoners ain't even trying to help me. They're just staring at me. What's wrong with him? And my arm is just in serious pain. So I see a belt buckle on the ground. I get the belt up and I wrap the belt around and I put it like a sling. And every guard that comes in, I say, God, my arm is in serious pain. Shut up, convict! We cannot give you medical attention until you are finished processed. So I'm sitting there, and this guy comes in. He's staggering, he's drunk. He comes in, he sits beside me. So after like 2-3 minutes, I look at him and I say, so what you in for? And he say, for crossing the street. And the fluid in his throat just came out of his breath, and I was like, oh, really? Oh, yeah, walking across the street is bad, yeah. Ooh, I'm telling y'all guys, it smelled like a skunk took a steaming feces in his throat and let it sit, and he got a toothbrush and started brushing his teeth for 45 minutes with all the feces. That's what his breath smelled like. It was putrid, rotten. That's what it smelled like. So I'm sitting there. Guess how long it took to process me to get the bond set up? 8 hours. 8 hours. Serious pain. We all had to lay on the cold. It was ground. It was just freezing. The air blasting through the door. You just had to sit on. You were just freezing. You was freezing. The floor was wet as well. Prisoners peed on the floor. Prisoners, did what they did beat off on the floor. Pee and this cold water all over the floor. The guard said that this is like a scare tactic or a torture kind of thing. That's why it's so cold and stuff. So I was sitting there 8 hours, and I'm like, okay, the bail is going to be so low because I haven't gotten in trouble for like 4 years. The bail's going to be like $500, $1,000. You don't have to pay the whole thing. All you got to pay is 10%. I got to pay like $200, $300. Get out of here. Go back to my JTV show. Go back to shooting videos. They took my camcorder for evidence. Just letting y'all know. So they take us out one by one and tell us how much our bail is going to be. I'm thinking the bail going to be $1,500, maybe $1,200. Bail set at $30,000. I said, excuse me, sir? He said $30,000. I said, hold on. That's 400,000 Big Macs. Hold on. That's 800,000 $1 meals. That's, fat. That's 1,700 blowjobs from that hooker down the street that paid $10. Are you crazy? $30,000. He was like, yes, sir, $30,000. I'm like, oh no. I'm like, okay. He was like, don't even worry about it. All you gotta pay is 10%. I was like, okay, good. How much is it? $3,000. I'm like, okay. So they send me into processing again. That's another 4 hours. I'm just sitting and processing, just sitting. I'm begging them to give me doctor care, so a nurse comes. The nurse comes, and she was like, so what's wrong with you? Sassy black lady. What's wrong with you? I say, my arm I think it's dislocated. It's hurt. It's in serious pain. Please, I need something to help me. The nurse said, okay, I'll give you some. She reaches inside her jacket, a white coat. She reaches inside, then pulls out a Flintstone vitamin. and say, here, take that. I ain't lying to you. I ain't lying to you. So I'm eating the vitamin. I'm like, thanks, ma'am. I'm sitting in this processing 2 to 3 days. Processing. And all the other prisoners like, hey, tell us the story. They want me to keep telling the story. I'm in there so long, man. So they take me after like 2 days of going to cell, getting processed into the system. They send me to a medical cell. So they say, come on down, we're going to get you to the medical cell, look about your arm. I'm like, okay, good, this is great. I'm going to see some medical attention about my arm. This is going to be amazing, this is going to be great. Then they're going to find out my arm is messed up. There's more evidence in the case that I didn't fight these kids. They jumped me, so that I'm happy, you know. So they put me in this medical cell. It's me, this dude with a big afro, like big hair, about 4 or 5 old guys, and all the old guys are like in a little section, sleeping on the floor together. All the old guys just, I was like, oh, they're gonna sleep their jail time away. And a homeless man, or he used to be homeless, a homeless man and a few other people. So we sitting inside the cell, we just chilling. And the homeless man gets up to use the bathroom. So the homeless man gets up to use the bathroom, and I see him get up, run back to the white slab. It's a white concrete slab. He runs back, pants down, running naked. Ah! And he sits down on this white slab, and he's just shaking. And I'm like, no, that's not the toilet. That's not the toilet. That's not the toilet. I'm thinking this man thinks it's a toilet. And then he said, no, seizure. And as soon as he said that, feces start to fly out of his ass. Just start to fly. Like a homeless Gatling gun.